So welcome to CoinCast, and today I am talking with GIN Coin, or the GIN ecosystem. I'm talking with Alex from there, one of the main guys over at GIN Coin. And GIN, the GIN platform is a Masternode platform that allows you to host Masternodes very easily and very quickly. Just as a quick disclaimer, I personally use GIN platform. I have 3 nodes set up on there, just to let you guys know that. So, but I personally do love the platform. It's a great platform. And that's why we're talking with Alex here today. If you just want to introduce yourself, Alex, that'd be great.
Hi, Zach. It's a pleasure to be with you and your listeners here on our podcast. My name is Alexandru Stanescu. I'm the Chief Legal Officer and Strategic Partnership Developer for GIN Platform. Well, it seems that we have friends all over the place, so why not detailing you more about what are our plans and how we see a bit the world of Masternodes.
Yeah, cool. So if you want to just introduce sort of the platform and how it works and maybe a bit on the GIN coin as well, and why it's sort of necessary in the space.
Right. So GIN platform is the original Masternodes deployment and management platform. We started in February 2018. For people who maybe are a bit less familiar with Masternodes, the GIN platform is the one who can help you with a couple of clicks to create, deploy, and manage your Masternode. It is an easy way of doing something that prior to our appearance in the scenes of the Masternodes, it was something quite time intensive and technically intensive. So we saw this and we felt it's a great opportunity because we are also fans of blockchain and crypto. So we provide this service for the whole community that saw Masternodes as an interesting new appearance in the blockchain and crypto sphere.
Yeah, so I mean, I've personally used it a few times myself, and it is very, very easy to set up a Masternode. And I assume that that's probably was quite a technical thing to do, because Masternodes are pretty hard to set up, not using your platform.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, the Masternode deployment process, in a way, it's quite like installing an application on your phone or on your Mac or PC.
Yeah.
Then you pick your node, but by then you need to have your coins that are stored and in your wallet. An important factor: we never touch your coins; they are always in your custody in your wallet.
Yeah.
And then you answer a couple of questions. We have an amazing, stellar support 24/7. And then you answer a couple of questions, you make a service fee, deposit, and you're set. Click, 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 and that's it. On the coin, GIN Coin main purpose is to provide access to the platform hosting. So basically, you will be paying in GIN.
Yeah.
Which is quite straightforward as well. Just get on the platform, and for any questions, some nitty-gritty stuff, my colleagues are there to help you guys.
Yeah, well, I personally have noticed, so a couple of times I've had Masternodes expire because my wallet's been out of date, or I've not had enough in my platform wallet because I've just forgotten about it. But literally, if you type in your question, I can't think of a time when I've been contacted more than 5 minutes after which is quite remarkable for a platform like yourselves, for any platform in the crypto space, just because places like Coinbase, they don't even respond to people, and they're a multi-billion-dollar company, and you guys are here responding to people in 5 minutes. I think it's a good example for the rest of the space to follow, really.
Yeah, I mean, for that you need to have the customer-centric way of thinking. And I haven't done an analysis, but we have done our internal analysis, and I think we answered in 1 minute 45 seconds. I think it's better than Google or Amazon, something like that. But this also comes from the fact that my colleagues are serial entrepreneurs. They developed other businesses in the past, which involved working with clients from all over the world. So customer support was something very interesting and very important for us as well in terms of strategy. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So you've got sort of more of a customer focused mindset probably than say Coinbase or
Correct.
okay, so that's brilliant. So we sort of covered how it works, and I think I want to pick up just on that one point about the fact that your coins are stored in your own wallet, which is a key sort of safety and security point for GIN. And I think that's one of the reasons why GIN is so powerful and such a good project.
Yeah. I mean, from the beginning, we knew that this was a space which at the beginning had a lot of scammers. So basically, someone was interested in investing in a coin and then build his masternode, her masternode, and that person, which was not a tech guy, would have needed a tech guy to help her with the masternode creation. And basically, it was like, okay, send me the coins, I will build the masternode for you. And then a lot of people were disappearing with the money. And that was the moment when, from the beginning, we decided this should be something where the customer and the customer needs to have full control of his coins. That's why on our side, there's no risk. It's risk-free. Once you make your investment decision that you want to build a specific type of masternodes for your preferred coin, we are there only to guide you, to help you, and to host your masternode. That's it. We're not touching the coin. And I was reading quite recently an article from KuCoin saying that one of the cons for building your masternodes is the potential of scams. Honestly, I think they haven't done their job in doing a good research, because we are here in this space.
Yeah.
We are #1 platform, so this is not a problem anymore.
Yeah. Okay. So that's great. So in terms of the hosting as well, you host it using your GIN coin, and is that how you then therefore generate revenue to keep hosting masternodes, etc.?
Indeed. Yeah. GIN coin is the fuel for GIN platform.
Yeah. And if anyone is out there who is interested in using GIN platform, I would personally say get a GIN node first, because the rewards on the GIN node allow you to host the masternodes and still get a good ROI on your GIN node anyway. So I think that's sort of kind of a perfect setup, really. You've got your own masternode that then can feed back into the system.
Sure. Now, of course, we are talking a bit on the options that people and our users might have. I haven't done the disclaimer at the beginning. I'm sorry for being legalistic, but of course now we're talking also in my professional capacity, and also on the other side, whatever I'm now talking to you and to your fans and listeners, it's not investment advice. So basically, we are now only debating. I'm not trying to give any legal or investment advice to anyone. The do your own research is something. It's like the Bible for this area of crypto. So
cool. So in terms of the GIN platform, so where do you see its need in the marketplace as a masternode platform?
I think that more and more people are getting attracted by the coins that do something useful, and these are generally utility coins. So first of all, I think that they are incentivized by the idea of a specific coin that brings something new onto the market. The second point is I think we are all contributing to a new type of governance and democracy, and this is something that is also reflected in a specific blockchain. So through masternodes, you can contribute to the governance and democracy of that specific blockchain. Not to be let aside the fact that masternodes generate passive income for your favorite projects.
Yeah.
So basically, you just put the coins there. You create your masternode, you pay your daily, monthly fees, and then you have passive income. Now, it might not be so apparent in this very bearish market.
Yeah.
But look back in time, in March, April, June 2018, it was a great time to have a masternode, and
Yeah.
you were rewarded quite handsomely for the type of effort that you're doing in building your masternode.
Yeah, so I'll just pick up on that voting point as well. I think that's kind of really where masternodes might be a bit better than proof of stake, for example, because with a masternode you are doing tasks for the network, but because of that you get a voting power on the network. So is that where you'd say that masternodes sort of overtake proof of stake, or would you say there's other points where masternodes are better than proof of stake as well?
Look, I think at this point, both proof of work and proof of stake are intertwined with the masternodes. Because, for example, GIN Coin, it's a proof of work combined with masternodes. You could have proof of stake and masternodes.
Yeah.
However, from a technical point of view, specifically for GIN Coin, the proof of work together with masternodes it provides the best potential, because it's providing a security for the network, but also the democracy of masternode holders to choose the coins in a way, the tiers for the coins, and more to come soon for our masternode holders in terms of taking decisions in the blockchain, in the GIN.
Yeah, cool.
So that's why I wouldn't say specifically that proof of work is going to disappear or the proof of stake is going to rule over it. As you were very rightly saying, masternodes provide a couple of functions that go well also with the proof of stake, but also with the proof of work. It's true that for proof of work you need more computational power, but the functions are always the same. Privacy for transactions, the ability to have instant transactions, vote and governance, which I think it's a big plus, and even treasury and budgeting for projects like Dash masternodes, who are having their own project pipeline where masternode holders of Dash they vote for those projects.
Yeah, cool. So I think that voting thing is kind of quite key, especially in if we're aiming for a decentralized sort of world. Masternodes may be the sort of the first spearhead into decentralized voting.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, you also want to ensure ownership within the blockchain. So the collateral is there not only to sanction malicious activities, but also to prove your the fact that you're into the specific blockchain. I mean, from a policy perspective, I think that masternodes offer two very important things: decentralization, because they are dispersed all across a large network of people, and democratization. And it's a kind of I would call it a kind of a liquid democracy, where there are no vested privileges. So, for example, if you don't need to wait your turn. There's nobody more important than you. You just get and contribute to the network. You create your own masternodes, and then you're equal to all others. So that's something that at philosophical level, I think it's quite dramatic and important.
Yeah. So in terms of that as well, what I know the answer, but for everyone else out there, like, what is stopping someone buying, say, a large amount of the masternodes? Say they tried to buy 50% of the masternodes, for example, on a particular blockchain.
Well, prices fluctuate, right? So then, in order to buy 50% of the masternodes of a network, you need a higher and exponential amount of coins of coins whose prices change. Then it's also a matter of the protocol to make sure that they are decentralized. Depends on the team and on each blockchain, I say, and each coin.
So basically, you're saying that if someone buys one masternode, obviously that has an impact on the price. If someone then tried to buy a load of masternodes, they're just making the price go higher and higher and higher. And then I suppose at that point as well, if they bought a lot of masternodes, then the ROI the return on the Masternodes going down as well. So
yeah.
They're sort of fighting a losing battle, really, in that sense.
Sure, and then you get into discussions of tokenomics. It depends a lot on the facts of the specific case. If the halving already happened, maybe it's in the second or third year. By then, the scarcity of the coin becomes more prevalent. Then you start to make a lot of economic analysis on the specific facts of the coin, and yeah, maybe then you understand better the picture.
Yeah.
But up to now, we haven't seen, from my experience, I haven't seen, a takeover through Masternodes yet.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. So in terms of that as well, the halving. Why did you guys decide to halve every single year, as opposed to something like Bitcoin that halves every 4 years?
It was a decision at the beginning based on our calculations, and we wanted to provide a type of coin who's interesting enough for everyone. And yeah, it was based on our calculations and how the creators of GIN coin saw the tokenomics of the coin then in early 18, sorry.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, that's quite interesting as well, because with sort of Bitcoin halvings, you often see sort of price increase. Obviously, I don't want to say that it's certain or anything like that, but you see a price increase a lot before the halvings.
Mm-hmm.
So was that consciously on your mind, or was it just sort of thinking about reducing the ROI on those nodes over time?
Well, it was a mix of factors when the decision took place. That moment on, I was not in the team, but I was mostly advising my friends on how's best to incorporate the company, and who are now the other founders who are my partners. So a lot of factors were taken into account, and I wouldn't want to say that one was the most important one. I think it was the mix of factors that made the tokenomics of GIN looking as they look now.
Yeah, cool. So how big is actually your team then at the minute?
Well, it's a nice team of 10 people, 12 people.
Yeah,
we're covering technical, we're covering marketing, we're covering customer support, finance, legal, operations. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's quite interesting. Again, as we were talking about the customer service before, relatively small team compared to some of these coins out there that hundreds of people.
Mm-hmm.
So how come you guys have managed to basically accomplish so much in so little time, with such a small team compared to some of the other coins out there?
Sure. So basically, it's the fact that we are seasoned professionals. We have done our work, we have done our exits. Personally, I worked in international organizations. I worked in big law firms. I studied abroad, and I've taken what was best from each organization and jurisdiction. My other colleagues have developed very strong business acumen across the years. So, and basically they were already having some money put aside. They invested their own capital, and we've put all together to work. We had a clear plan. We knew exactly what we wanted to achieve, and we are still doing this. So we're growing step by step. It's going well. If this bear market would turn a bit back onto a better path, to say so, then things would be even more amazing than they are now. But we are very happy with the community, and I think it's a very important factor for our success. We have an amazing community on Telegram, Discord, Twitter, and the community provides us with a lot of feedback and advice. So we put a lot of focus on our attention to the community. The community, it's something very important. Some projects, they don't care that much about the community. They ban they ban users on their Discords. It's not good, because you need to listen to the market. They provide you the best feedback that you might need for growing your business.
Yeah. Cool. So listening to the community seems like it's quite a large part of your plan then.
Yeah, it is, and it
so
has been from the beginning.
Basically, so the community is a big part of GIN Coin. I just want to ask you quickly about the market in general. So what do you think, do you think at this point, because of this market, you would have a lot bigger community if, say, for example, we were a couple of years earlier, we were in 2017 when there was loads of hype around it? Or do you think, this sort of bear market's just made you stronger as a company?
Mm-hmm. Well, it might have been, but at the end of the day, personally, I'm not a big believer in hype. Hype is something that comes and goes. Therefore, I think we have a community which is stuck with GIN platform because sees the potential value, the value added, and the potential of the team, and they believe in the team, and they believe in the project and in the services. So yeah, it might have been bigger, but we are still the most important platform for masternodes out there, in terms of also of market cap and the coins that are listed on our platform. Now we have more than 115 coins, 117 to be exact. So yeah, we are fine with it, and yeah, we want to grow, and we are exploring other new potential usages for GIN and for our customers.
So well, the only reason I asked that is because me personally, I run a crypto company like yourselves, but I build mining farms for renewable energy producers. And the reason why I was asking that is because the market now, it just makes that job a little bit harder. But what it has done is make the business case a lot stronger. For example, say, because if we were in 2017 and there was so much hype around it, I think we would have missed a few things, or we would have skipped over a few things, taken a few shortcuts just to get business. Whereas now with this market, it's forcing us to be aggressive in our sales tactics and stuff, but also to be very conscious of what the hiccups can be, and it's shown us what a few of the hiccups are. So that was the only reason why I was asking that question, just to see what it's like for someone that's on the sort of software side as well, because I'm mainly hardware side.
Well, I think that in any case, and we are talking with business people from London and Netherlands and Switzerland, and we see more and more appetite for businesses and investments in software as a service, and into masternodes rather than hardware and this type of hard type of business objects. So yeah, I think that the future is for software, for virtual rather than for hardware. And my personal view on mining is that it is still here to stay, but in different shapes and forms. Now it's becoming, something that jurisdictions from Canada to China are attacking, and they might not. I think that the human intellect and the technology got that advanced in order to find another way than pure consumption of raw energy. I think it's smart enough to think of another way to do this.
Yeah, cool. So just as an aside as well, we'll just start talking about, you mentioned you got 117 nodes on GIN.
Coins,
so so do you have coins? Do you have any favorite nodes other than GIN, or you're not allowed to say because
Look, I'm allowed to say whatever I personally believe. That's something that our company has in its core structure, to speak our mind and to be quite open about this. Look, we are coin agnostics, meaning that I wouldn't want to nominate some favorite coins. I think they are all important, and if they have masternodes, it means that they do something and people believe in them. However, what I wanted to share with you here, my thought is the fact that more and more we get some users, some of our customers saying that, guys, you should delete this coin because it's a scam, or I believe it's a scam, or it's a dead coin, and you know I'm basing my investment decision on the fact that it's on GIN platform. So basically, we are coin agnostics. We want to bring everybody onto the platform because we also believe in our role to develop the community of masternodes. Now, just to explain how, from my opinion, I see the investment process for a person is the following. So basically, you do your own research. You like a coin, you know from their page or white paper that you like it and that you want to build that you want to buy the coin. At that moment in time, when you buy your 1,000 coins for building the collateral, this is the moment that you take your investment decision, not when you get onto the GIN platform.
Yeah.
And once you have this in your head, choosing the infrastructure provided like GIN is something quite straightforward. So you come for our help in terms of infrastructure and deployment of your masternodes.
Yeah.
And then the rewards come from the blockchain that you support. They don't come from GIN. Therefore, this is important, you know, to make people understand that they are the owners of their own decisions. And by the time they come on GIN platform, they already know why they are coming there.
Yeah.
So I think that's an important point. There are coins and coins, and I wouldn't want to differentiate. I think it's a matter of community and research, and we are here to help with any technical questions they have on the specific setup, but we are not their investment advisors.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be fair to anyone.
Yeah, so in terms of that, though, you do have the tiered coins. So you got a tier 1 and a tier 2 coin. I think, is that voted on by the GIN community, or?
That's 100% voted by GIN community.
So,
because we've seen that our community has very sound technical experts among the people forming the community. We have decided that the community should vote on that, and I think it has been proven as an interesting tool for masternode holders to have a say in how the platform operates.
Yeah, so if someone out there is thinking, the tier 1 and the tier 2, they're endorsements from the company. They're not. They're endorsements actually from the community,
yes.
Which should really make the community sort of self-policing and
yes.
hopefully not vote up coins that people think are scams or coins that people think that aren't useful.
Correct. That's correct. I mean,
yeah.
You have the custody of your coins. You're free to do all your research that you need to do. You've made your investment decision. It's up to you. And the community is helping because they are very responsive. Whenever something happens, we see, but this is very community driven and community run. So yeah, tiers are part of the community engagement as well.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, so that's quite a cool system. In terms of just want to pick up on a couple of things in terms of buying masternodes. At the minute, and I know this isn't to do with you. At the minute, it's quite hard to buy the coins on a lot of the coins because they're on a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Smaller exchanges. Do you think this will change over time, or
Yes, it will definitely change over time. I think it's also a matter for GIN to get into the high league. But most of now talking about exchanges, most of the exchanges lately, as you were saying, Coinbase answering after a couple of days, or other exchanges who want to deal with something very hype and profitable. Probably they don't have the patience, or is not in their mission to look very thoroughly about a company like GIN. However, we have the right capacities and technical acumen in order to get to the next step. But for that, we need a bit of patience. For example, most of the exchanges, big exchanges, require for a U.S. legal opinion from a reputable law firm. And this is only part of the process. And then you need to do a lot of back and forth on the technical aspects. And this comes only when they see that they are super interested in the coin. So what we are now trying to achieve is to get to the next level for the community, for the coin, for the platform. And then with all our forces, we are going to put us on another map, meaning new exchanges, Yeah. But so we need to be at the level of similar force. Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't actually know that you need like sort of US legal the US legal advice and stuff on that. So why do you think sort of the US is really kind of leading the way when a lot of companies are based either in Asia? There's a lot of companies in Europe like yourselves. Why do you think that is, that it's all centered around the US?
Well, because the US generally has a kind of a long arm extra jurisdiction. So basically, big exchanges are afraid of not selling securities, unregulated securities to US citizens, or to some way get into minimum contacts with the US jurisdiction that might put them in a very big problem with the SEC. So that's why most of the exchanges, they don't care, and they ask for US legal opinion. You need to also consider the mentality they have. The mentality is that is still in the hype era, when every coin was doing an ICO, they were getting a lot of money, and the exchange was saying, of course, these guys, they got 10 million, 1 million should come to us, which is not the case anymore, and is not in the mentality and philosophy of GIN. We never had an ICO. We never promised. We prefer to do and then to deliver and then to show.
Yeah, cool. So I just want to ask a quick question from a company perspective as well. Is there any sort of friction, I think, maybe between not just yourselves, not yourselves, but have you seen any friction between sort of crypto, coin, or blockchain companies and exchanges? Because I've seen a few people feel in the space that the exchanges are sort of the golden goose. They will make money whether it's a bullish or a bearish market, and they're sort of facilitators of a lot of coins. That like they have allowed coins to get to the especially some of these bigger exchanges. As soon as coins go onto the bigger exchanges, they suddenly become a lot more valuable. So is there sort of any friction there with that, or is it just the way the way the world works?
I haven't seen specifically with GIN frictions with any exchange, but let me get into the defense a bit of the exchanges. I do consider that once you become a customer of an exchange, you have high hopes, especially, and you put a lot of your risk allocation into their platform, because you want to have your money safe, custody wise. You want to be free from scams. So you do have a wish list quite extensive for the exchanges. Then put another factor, the fact that they are into a lot of pressure from authorities in terms of anti-money laundering, KYC type of regulations. So it's not an easy life for a reputable and serious exchange either. So that's why I feel that we need to understand them a bit. This is still a place where a lot of moving pieces. It's true that they are well capitalized, but those are money who are invested for the purpose of making more money. So what I would feel is that they should have at least a department who's looking more on new coins and to do a bit more of research in the area of new and prominent coins, rather than just focusing on, okay, these are the hype type of coins. But otherwise, I think more and more we're going to see serious exchanges. I feel that we are not still safe from any accidents, and you've seen Cryptopia quite recently. Yeah. But the direction is good, and I think that the authorities and the mass adoption of crypto will come through exchanges. So they are, in the spotlight, and we'll see serious competitors for Binance and Coinbase, and the space will be more regulated, which I don't know if it's the best thing, but reputable exchanges will come from here.
So do you pin any hopes on decentralized exchanges then or not? Or do you think that they might just, fade away?
They will not fade away, but it will depend a lot on the type of users that we are talking about. I think that the early adopters were more into decentralized everything, and now more mass classical, let's say, non-tech adopters would want the services of an exchange which is centralized.
Yeah, cool.
With the protections that come from centralization, meaning under the umbrella of a jurisdiction.
So that's interesting you say that. So, do you think, I know this is a bit of an aside, it's not just focused on your platform, but say, for example, central banks start to create their own cryptocurrencies. Do you think there will be any, places, at least in the Western world, Europe, America, where they will ban maybe Bitcoin, or they will ban cryptocurrencies in favor of a central bank currency, or is it too late for that?
I think it's too late for that, and I don't think it's the purpose of the central bank to ban assets which were created by, the constituents of a specific jurisdiction. Let's take the European Union. The European Court of Justice, in a decision from a couple of years ago, recognizes Bitcoin as an asset at the end of the day, so it's there to stay. And the central banks, yes, they might have their own, virtual currencies. This comes with other privileges and other protection. But I don't think that in the Western world we are going to see, a breakdown and cutting off what has already been achieved in the era of crypto.
Yeah, cool. So I think that's quite key as well, because
it's part of our economic liberty. So it's a fundamental right as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, and I think it's good that we've seen that, because places where there is mass inflation currently, like say for Iran, Venezuela, we've seen quite a lot of adoption. I think especially Venezuela, there's a lot of adoption of Dash, and Iran, quite a few people have started picking up on Bitcoin. Obviously, we're talking small numbers compared to the whole country, but it's at least a start. And I think us in the Western world, we're privileged. We've got a bank account. We in general, most people have a house. They have legislation to say that house belongs to them. But cryptocurrencies built on blockchains do have that potential for the poorer people in the world to really get legislated with a lot of things. And I think it'd be a shame if central banks, for example, started, rallying against them. But luckily, as you said, I don't think we will see that. So that's quite important. So we've talked a little bit about masternodes and proof of work and proof of stake. We'll just sideline into that, and we'll talk about that a little bit more again. So, why are masternodes really here to stay, as opposed to, proof of work and proof of stake are here to stay, but do you think masternodes will start to capture some of that market?
I mean, as I was mentioning, I think they are intertwined. I don't think that it will be an opposition. Projects which want to be clever enough and who want to, so it's going to be a junction. So they are intertwined. At the end of the day, I believe that it's going to be a proof of work / POS junction with masternode functions.
Yeah.
So once again, from a policy perspective, that's something that masternodes will help you shape the way the blockchain works. And projects want to be more, bring more creativity in terms how the governance will work, the type of decision that the blockchain would want to get. Then masternodes will be more and more used, I think.
Yeah, cool. So, I think especially when you're talking about passive income is quite a big buzzword at the minute with a lot of things, a lot of people out there talking about it, and crypto is the new asset class. So I think this ability to make passive income is something that's going to be very, very key in the future, especially maybe for institutions, not just consumers.
Yeah. But this will come with more projects delivering something useful and having a sound financial stability as a business.
Yeah.
Then passive income will come from there. And the institutional players will get into this area. Basically, I feel that we are still in the wild west. Projects might not survive. The railroad is being built, so the infrastructure is there, and more people jump in the bandwagon. But new projects, are developing, and traditional businesses starts to wake up, and they see the opportunity of blockchain. And in this respect, having the masternode concept onto, the blockchain could be a very powerful instrument to shape, the processes and the governance of your specific blockchain project. So personally, I believe that, we'll see more projects that empower communities. And I think it boils down to getting back into individual liberty 1.0. Now it's going to be probably 2 or 3.0. And you will see also GIN through its protocol getting more traction on this idea of individual liberty very soon.
So you talked about how, masternodes commercially, etc., could be, and passive income could be quite a big thing. Do you think you're going to be going after, say, institutions and institutional money or commercial money as maybe part of GIN as well, maybe having a separate sort of functionality for those customers? Or
it makes perfect sense to expand our services, and more funds are coming towards this world. And yes, we are interested, and we believe there's potential there as well. For that, you need a strong company like GIN, and because the institutional investors they don't believe in hype. They don't think in hype, right? So we are onto this path as well. We are interested in developing this sort of business. But look, some of the investment professionals that we've seen, some of them, they say now is the best moment because the market is super bearish. Others, they say, we don't know. If it would have been last year, we would have invested in a couple of dashes, masternodes, and so mixed views here. However, once again, this is the wild west. Who are the daring ones might get the higher rewards. Some of the project will not survive, but the project that they are doing something, and they are doing something good and well enough, I think they have a strong chance to become next champions for institutional investors to see potential in their masternodes blockchain.
Yeah, cool. So are there any challenges for masternodes going forward, or, were they all, rosy?
I don't believe, I don't think they are rosy, but I don't think they are dark either. So, wrapping in a way what I was referring earlier, I think while masternodes still provide this deep philosophy, as I call it, decentralized philosophy of decentralization, democratization, it means that they have a very strong base in order to be a successful technical integration into blockchain.
Yeah.
As such, as long as the essential pieces are there, it should be a technology that should prosper.
Yeah.
So let's watch together the space. We are in this space. We believe in it, and hopefully more innovation will come in this sector. It has been very fast. Look, we were the first platform in the world in February 2018. Now we have a couple of competitors out there. Yeah. But they still, I mean, another point that I haven't touched upon is the fact that we are strong believers in decentralizations, and some of your listeners might say, yeah, guys, but you're a funnel, you're centralizing at the end of the day. And my answer to their opinion is the fact that yes, for the moment we are centralizers, but we are also helping people adopting and getting into the era of blockchain. Yeah. Secondly, we are trying to get dispersed servers from all over the world in various data centers. So in order to expand the area, and soon enough, I think that we can also we will be able to further decentralize the platform. But we do have and we believe in decentralization. It's at the core of our thinking. Yeah. So watch us. We are not here to make everything GIN platform type of service. We are here to help other blockchains and GIN as well to grow in this space.
Yeah, cool. So what do you think differentiates maybe GIN platform from its competitors?
I think maybe this is one of the best points, the fact that we have the mantra of decentralization and we understand it. This also brings us in a way the costs at the higher level, because most of the node hosting providers generally they do not own data centers, or they don't have accounts around data centers across the world, and I think that's one of the reasons why they can afford lower prices. But this comes also with less security, more node concentration. The customer support is not there. There are a couple of intangibles which should be taken into account. And quite recently, one of our customers, one of our community members, was saying that he has some masternodes on G platform which run without any interruption for 240 days or so.
Yeah.
That we consider an achievement on our side, to make sure that everything runs smoothly for all our community members and users.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so that's a really good achievement, especially seeing as Masternodes are pretty young.
Yeah.
So we'll just sideline a little bit away from GIN, if that's all right, into the crypto market currently.
Yeah, tough one, huh?
Yeah.
But in a way, it's like asking the cattle farmer if beef is the meat of the future. However, look, the analogies over the internet go all across. Like, look at how radio, then TV, and then internet expanded. We are in this sort of era, and I do believe that we are in an era where it's like an incubator where a lot of stuff is happening, and some of the champions of the futures are coming from here. More specifically on crypto, I think our best proxy for the moment is still Bitcoin, as the father of all. And July 2010, the Bitcoin was 8 cents.
Yeah.
It fell over a cliff in recent years, but then once again, after all this back and forth, we are at $3,400 under a decade. I mean, let's look at other assets and proxy those assets with Bitcoin, compare them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a huge effervescence of projects. It's very sparkling in the air. A lot of sparkles are coming, and some of them, I believe they will change the crypto world, and they will be also very good investments for astute investors. But I believe that the super hype of 2017 is over. We are in another reality, and it will not come very soon. However, strong projects are here to stay.
Yeah, cool. So, yeah, from my perspective as well, I think you were right about Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is maybe not, technologically it's not the best, let's be honest, but it's the brand. So when I go around telling people what I do, I'll say I'll do cryptocurrency mining. They'll be like, "What's that?" And I say, "Oh, have you heard of Bitcoin?" "Oh yeah, I've heard of Bitcoin." It's sort of the, it's like the Hoover. It's not a vacuum cleaner. You have a Hoover. It's the brand of cryptocurrency currently, and that is really powerful no matter what the technology is like. But we may see another one overtake it in the future. It just might take some time. But yeah, I definitely think blockchain. I think blockchain definitely is the at least for the next 10, 20 years going to be the big sort of revolution in technology, along with maybe automation, and it'll be interesting how those mix together, but that's a complete sideline again. So I mean, I think the future's bright. And do you think the future is still very bright for cryptocurrency and blockchain technology as a whole?
Yeah, definitely. That's why we are in this space. I mean, generally I'm an optimistic person as well. And when you look at all the people getting now into the space, very smart people coming from traditional businesses, that's a sign that with the will and wits, a lot of stuff can be done in this space.
Yeah.
No, I'm a believer, and I'm an optimistic, but I'm a realistic optimist.
Yeah, cool. So I think we may look back on our time today, obviously not financial advice. We may look back on January 2019 as one of the best times to invest. I mean, obviously you can always go backwards, but in terms of the moment now, the markets may be down, but it's a very interesting time, and I think I've noticed quite a lot as well is there's been a lot of value added to the market, but there's been no market reaction to it. So, for example, you guys, as an example of that, things with Bitcoin happening, new technologies coming out, new decentralized applications being built, all on the infrastructure coins. There's been a lot of value added, but the market's just decided to keep on going down. So that might be a sign that when it starts to rise, it might rise with a vengeance. But of course, we don't know.
What I know is that this is the train. I think that every generation, in terms of technical progress and capital accumulation, has a train. It's like a good chance to pass the expectations, and I think that our train is blockchain. Our generation.
I definitely agree with that. So that's really cool, and we'll sideline sort of towards the end of the podcast, and by asking what's next, for GIN as a company and GIN Coin.
Well, generally we are quite cautious in making predictions because our philosophy is we first deliver. We do it, and then we disseminate. So that's why you don't see on our site a white paper. The promise has been achieved. We developed a GIN platform. So that was the initial, promise for all the GIN enthusiasts out there. And now whatever we are building, we are first doing it, and then we deliver. But what we have been putting a lot of emphasis recently is security. So that's why we are implementing DPoW, which is a kind of delayed proof of work. With Komodo, and also we are changing, the mining algorithm on the coin side in order to allow not only the big pool of miners, but also normal miners to to get back into helping GIN coin block validation through normal mining power rather than a huge amount of mining power. And then on the platform, stay there, look at what's in store, new coins coming, and also maybe we'll have the chance to have another talk with your listeners in a couple of months. Yeah. And you'll see some new ideas that we are bringing onto the market. It would be very interesting very useful as well to present it to your speakers and to your listeners. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds awesome. And I mean, you've achieved the goal of creating the platform so quickly and so efficiently. It's kind of hard to see you not plowing forward with some, other great projects that, with such a small team as well. It's pretty impressive.
Thank you very much. But I mean, this also provides us with kind of an energy and the flexibility that maybe bigger companies they tend to lose. So yeah. We do have a lot of new ideas in store, and we have the best people to implement them. So watch the space, watch GIN platform, and you'll not be disappointed. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah, brilliant. All right. Well, I think that's everything. It was a great discussion. Exactly. Great to talk to you about the GIN platform and the crypto market as a whole, especially Masternodes, as they're becoming quite a big thing in the space, and GIN is the place to host your Masternodes. It is really, really good platform, and I use it myself, so it's great. And I want to thank you for being on the podcast. Thank you very much, and thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you either subscribe if you're on Apple Podcasts, subscribe on YouTube, like the video. That would be excellent. Thank you very much for watching. CoinCast over and out.